that come on. I'll have this triangle. Oh, whoops. This triangle. This normal. And I want to know if this point is inside the triangle or not. Now the dot product between this vector and this vector is positive if it's in that direction, and it's negative if it's over here, for example. It's over here. However, I don't know where the origin is. Well, the origin is actually, it's inside the triangle. But I don't want to use that, do I? I don't think I can, actually. So without knowing where the origin is, I'm going to have to take this point, translate it to the origin, so the origin will become here, and then compute the dot product. Then if that's true for this point being the origin, if it's true for all three of these points being the origin, that the dot product is positive, then it should be inside. But if there's one of these for which the dot product is negative when that one's the origin, so here, or here, or here, then one of these will have a negative dot product. I hope. Where did my mouse go? Okay. What are you trying to work out? I'm trying to find how to figure out if a point is inside a triangle, but really a polygon. Well, no. A triangle has to be convex. That makes it a little easier. But I'm trying to work out a way to find out if a point is inside a triangle right now. And boy, am I struggling. I wish we had a way to do this out of the box already. Okay, so then in this point, I'm going to do 4. I in range 3. What I have to do is translate the point. Well, the start point will always end up being 0. So I'll only need the end point, is that correct? I'll have to subtract the start point from the point that I need to move. So to have the translated point, that's going to be point minus whatever that start was. Okay. Okay. And then the dot product is, there's probably a dot product here. And there's not, so that's great. There's np dot dot. We'll do np dot dot, the translated point with the vector at I. And if that dot product is less than 0, return false. I'll return true. Okay. I'm going to see. I'll just uncomment this, see what happens. Does OpenGL provide built-in tools for detecting intersections? OpenGL? If there is, it's something pretty deep. It's going to be something buried pretty deep within OpenGL. Probably not. I mean, you basically have to do it, you have to break it down into like elementary math. Luckily, it looks like I finally got it. Probably not. I mean, you basically have to do it, you have to break it down into like elementary math. Luckily, it looks like I finally got it. Although it's a lot harder than I expected. It's a lot more annoying than I expected it to be. I guess none of the math was hard. Okay. I don't have to do that. Also, this is... At this point, this is too slow. Yeah, I'm gonna need to make these... I can make the square side length longer. It's not 0.1, but 0.3 or something. Okay, then make them longer here. And that kind of looks like the pixelated effect I'm going for. You managed to work out a way to get the intersection of two objects. Interesting. Now I'm gonna want to swap these two. Perfect. I did it. Now I just need to animate that. I should really probably only compute the triangle normals once. Yeah, I should do that. Also, do I even use triangle lines? I append to this and then I don't use it. So I guess I'll get rid of that. But I take this start and this vec. Rotated vec is never used except here. Okay, now when I get here, I'm going to just compute these once. So I have the triangle points, the triangle normals. And now get the start end, the vector, and then take that vector, rotate it, normalize it, and then append it to the normals. Now I have all the normals. And I can always get the points. So I just need to do this. So that should be a little faster. Perfect. Looks like it's going too far in the X direction. For some reason, I don't know. I'll just take out the +1. Okay, now I'm going to add these to pixels. Add this to pixels. And at the very end, I don't know if create of pixels. Instead do create of pixels and then fade out of triangle. Let's see how that looks. That's actually perfect. Maybe I want these to be a little smaller. Well, also it wasn't perfect. I wanted this to happen horizontally. So maybe all I do is switch these two. I don't know if that's actually right, but I'm gonna try doing that. That worked. Okay. So now, all worked well. I'm gonna try to take this from the beginning. Okay. So now, all worked well. I'm gonna try to take this from the beginning. And something went wrong. And it's just not... Oh. I think I know what went wrong. Nope, same thing. Okay. So I have the vertices. Let's go to the vertex shader, which I didn't visualize, but okay. Shows the primitives. Okay, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to do. So I want to fade that out. I'm just gonna fade out the squares that are outside. And I might end up making the squares a little smaller too. This. Perfect. And the fragment shader will shade them. Fragment shader will shade them. Blending, and then the frame buffer. I guess, doing the fragment shader step should be really easy. Should be. So I'm gonna try to just do it really quickly. let me bring this down to here. Okay, cool. I'm going to remove that rasterization label. Man, that was so much work. I'm going to remove that rasterization label. Man, that was so much work. So fade on shift that. I'll bring in fragment shader label. Since I have to create the fragment shader label. Where's any of my... Oh, here we go. Just put it in the same place as the rasterization label. Okay, let's see how this looks. Okay, so that looks perfect. Then right after this happens, all I have to do, I think, is self.play pixels animate.set. This isn't gonna work. There's no way. There's no way life is that easy. Yeah, okay. Is it like... Oh, man. I don't know how to do this. And this is one of the simplest things in Manim. It's just setting a color. But, it's an OpenGL object. But, oh, there's set color here. Surprised JSON-V hasn't overridden that yet. Or he might have in the newer branch. OpenGL vGroup has no attribute set. Oh, so that just broke. Okay, so that kind of worked. Also, that isn't really red. You have to have like inside pixels too. Let me say if inside. Some else outside pixels. And now here, we need inside pixels. Perfect. That's perfect. Blending. I'll do some blending. Or should I even mention blending? I probably should. Probably should. I'm actually glad this animation turned out so well. I'm gonna try making these pixels a little smaller again. These off by ones, I don't totally understand. Sometimes I need the +1. And sometimes I don't. Oh, and even worse, the calculation for inside didn't work. Wait, what's the dot location? A half plus, yeah, that looks right. Darn. Is this just something with the side length? Maybe we can make it smaller and get around this. This is a step in the wrong direction. Maybe we can make it smaller and get around this. This is a step in the wrong direction. That looks... I think that's actually accurate, though. Even though the right side doesn't look as sharp. Because those points did land outside of the triangle. Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna do that. Do you intend to publish as a tweet? I actually wanted to make this probably a YouTube video where I just go through all the OpenGL stuff. Also want to give a lesson to the community devs. Yeah, but it'll probably be too long for a single tweet. What was I doing? Okay. Fade out the rasterization, fade in the fragment shader. This will be the blending. Whoops. This will move to the same place as the fragment shader label. Great. I'm gonna fade out and shift that. Fade in the blending label. And let's just see how this looks. Okay, that looks great. Blending here, and all that's going to happen in the blending is I'm going to fade out the opacity of these pixels, which I don't know how to do. Does this have the dot animate syntax? Probably not. I guess I can try it. Just set this like 0.7 opacity. And get ready for this to crash. Oh, hey, it didn't crash. Oh, and it kind of even worked. Although I don't know if it was that visible. Okay. I think I'll make it points. I'm gonna keep it 0.7 actually. Yeah, just to make sure it's still really visible. And I think after that, I'm basically done. Oh, what would be really cool is if now I replaced this visualization with an actual triangle with these endpoints. So I'd want to do triangle mesh. Tutorial utils I can get mesh. Oh, but I don't think I have a way to get a mesh that's the right shape from three.js. I'd have to make it on my own, which is annoying. It shouldn't be that bad though. Shader attributes, and then it shouldn't be that bad though. Shader attributes, and then just use something like this. So this, and I have, and the shader will just be this actually. So there's the attributes. Here's the shader. Shader attributes. I can say the triangle mesh. I don't even remember if this is the right way to do that. Shader attributes. Okay. But how can I make this fade in? Do I have animations for meshes in this? I think I do. But only with move to target. Okay, let me just find the vertices of this triangle. Use 3. So it's -1, 2, -2, -1, and 1, 0. If I just add this. Okay. So there's the perfect. I'm surprised it's even on the screen if I got the coordinates that wrong. And I'm gonna need the model view and projection matrices. Wait, why isn't it automatically getting the model view and projection matrices? Oh, I think I know why. I just need to clear them. I think. Then I have to do projection view. Model won't actually make sense here. Well, I guess I can have model. No, it's still so big and in the wrong place. Am I not passing the model view and projection matrices? Oh wait, I updated the wrong thing. Man. Oh, this code wasn't supposed to be here. It's supposed to be here. Okay, now it's just not here. How did I mess that up? I wonder if these are even being passed. I think they should. Well, I guess I'm gonna look in the render. Ambient light color. U view matrix. Ambient light color. U view matrix. And U projection matrix. Do I pass the model matrix anywhere? Guess not. Isn't that? That's weird. I pass the view matrix if it takes that. I pass the projection matrix, but only with this capitalization. The model view matrix, the normal matrix. I guess I've never been passing the model matrix for meshes outside of three.js ones. Also, this capitalization is silly. So we do that. The no model matrix. This has to rerun though. From the beginning. Close. Very close. Oh, and this was shifted down at the start. And it shift 0.5 times down. This would actually be a perfect place for the model matrix, but I'm just going to do this. Okay. What I want to do is make this replace blending with frame buffer. Then I'll fade in the triangle. Okay, but it is 9 o'clock here now. Almost. Yeah, I got that working. So I'm going to call it here. I won't do a raid since there's only one person right now. But made a lot of progress. And thanks everyone who watched a ton. And I'm glad I finally got to make some headway on this. So then after that, where's the... Oh my gosh, this is like the first thing. Although I think the amount of animation for these other things should be relatively small. Fancy, is it? I guess it's a bit. Okay, I'm gonna sign off for now. I'll see you in the Discord or the next stream. Yeah, I did want to give it some organization before. Oh, speaking of which, or on another note, like my background? I found this program that lets you use a shader as your background. Accordingly, Okay, let me see if I can get this right. I can have this as a background. But that's a bit too much. I'd have to mess with the opacity or something to make that to where I can actually work. Let me see what else I can do. I had a few of these. Oh, there's this one I can run, but it kind of kills my GPU. And I have a decently good GPU, but this is destroying it. And like, I don't know if I can go back. Yeah, this one's pretty distracting. The thing is, I can edit the time on these. So this one, the light line. What's this called? Oh, this is in GitHub, GL paper examples, light. Okay, so there are two places where it's using time, and I can, what I should do is say this time. I should just do this actually. Say float scaled time or whatever. It's time times, I can just maybe half. It should be scaled time. That should be scaled time. Save this. No. And then that's going to go a little slower. I feel like this thing is kind of just too bright. Maybe I'd have to edit the opacity a bit more. Actually, that's not too bad. Just not as cool. I prefer just stick with the first one. Eats the white text. Yeah, that's true. This happens to be a pretty good one. It's just cozy. Okay, but now I'm gonna quit for real. Thanks a bunch.